So I want to talk about a somewhat controversial topic in and around the financial advice space in Australia at the moment. And to be honest, this isn't a concept that's limited to financial advisors or Australia, but I think it's incredibly pertinent as Australia goes through the Royal Commission and the challenges that we're facing. So we've got ASIC talking about, fee for no value and, being in a position for licensees to look at refunding dollars if, an offer of a review was made and not delivered, and all of these kinds of things. And I think there's a real focus on delivering value for a fee that's charged. And so what I'm experiencing at the moment is, I think people are going the wrong way with their perspective. Not everyone, but I think it's something that I want to bring up, and that is this, that we need to be able to deliver more to clients and do it for less, and we need to do it more compliantly. I actually want to say that that's not possible. It's not possible for the advice community to evolve to the next level without doing something that's actually different to that. I think the reason that we got in this problem in the first place is that financial advisors didn't know their own value. They haven't articulated it well enough. And the second part of that is they also haven't charged enough. This is my honest opinion, and I can give the opinion based on helping hundreds of firms go through an evolution of who are you, what's your value, what do you charge, and actually reviewing it and changing it. Going to the same clients and saying to them, I'm going to charge you instead of $4,000, $12,000. And having those people say yes and then start referring more. Anyone who has a different point of view, I more than welcome the conversation. This is a very informed opinion that I'm giving. You cannot deliver true value without charging your clients enough. And I can also tell you that your clients will pay. People will pay you to get your value if you articulate it correctly. If, most importantly, you believe it. The best or the most important part of value isn't the metaphor you deliver. Whether you're a lawyer or a mortgage broker, or in this case, a financial advisor. It's not the portfolio, it's not the investment returns, it's not the tax saving. That's just your expertise. That's just your denomination. The real value comes from the impact that you have with your clients' lives. Having an advisor changes your life. Having someone who helps ask you the right questions, that keeps you accountable, that helps you see what you're doing in a new light, is of value. And if you articulate it and you believe it and you feel the difference you make to people, all you have to do is tell them what you're going to charge them, and they'll pay it, and they'll be happier, and they'll refer more clients to you. I've seen it over and over again. But at the moment, we have this scenario where advisors have been given this perspective that it's in our clients' interest for us to charge them as little as possible. That it's in our clients' interest for you to devalue yourselves and to not have a profitable business. And by profitable, I mean one that's not propped up by the business owners, that's not propped up by their excess capacity as individuals willing to take on the challenge of running a business. In other words, they're really just getting paid salaries plus a small margin. You wouldn't advise your clients to do that. Why are you doing it? And there's no reason for it. So now what we have is ASIC coming along and going, you're going to have to justify what you're doing. They're giving us a whole list of extra steps to go through and do. And the simple fact of the matter is, you couldn't afford to do that before. You were propping it up with business models. Well, you're certainly not going to be able to afford to do that if you don't change what you're doing. And for most businesses that I've come across, which is a very significant number, the answer is really simple. Articulate your value more and charge your clients more, and they'll be happier, and you can afford the resources to actually do something about this. You can be more systematized. You can give them more value. And the obstacles and the baggage that you're carrying around with you are exactly that. So that's my point for the financial advice community. And one of the consequences of the changes that are happening is you're going to be forced to address this. The financial advisor space is going to need to be forced to address this. If you want to run a business in the future, you've got two choices. You can either be about delivering a packaged commodity and doing that as cheaply as possible, or you can go about going, I want to have as much impact on people's lives, and I understand the value I have, and I'm going to charge people for it. And you know what? In my experience, most of the people out there want that second model, not the first model. And they're willing to pay for it if you're willing to believe it and articulate it to them in the first place. And without that, financial advice in Australia is going to go through some really rocky times. Okay? There's no point being angry with ASIC because they're pushing up the cost of advice. The honest truth, I believe, is, and maybe this is controversial, but I'm going to say it to you anyway, all ASIC is doing is forcing people to go, you know what? There's not enough value in this, there's not enough margin, and change the way they're doing things. And it is possible to evolve, and it's possible to evolve very, very quickly, but you're going to need to think differently if you're in that boat about who you are, what the value is, and how you're delivering it to clients. And that's the message that I want to give today. Financial advice should be valuable. People should pay for it because if it's done properly, it has more effect on their life than just about any other thing that they can do. It pays for itself in life change. It pays for itself not through investment performance, but making better decisions, by understanding what people really want and how to get there. That's the future of advice, and to me that's called deep value advice. Thanks very much.